Okay. Hi, this is Ice Blue 333. Currently, it is August the 31st, 2025. Okay, so today I guess I'm just gonna ramble a little bit, and because I've already said my opinion in regards to what's gonna happen between I believe August and October or November. So, but I'm gonna rehash a few things because I think in the last few videos I didn't really go back and go over the things that I got correctly or whatever. But first, I want to start with this in regards to Donald Trump Jr. Basically, he needs to be careful around this time between August 28th and September. Well, really from August 22nd all the way through September 31st, 2025, because his progressed descendant is going to conjoin his progressed Saturn, and I haven't seen that before, so I don't really know what could happen. But I know that Saturn is a bad planet in regards to progressions, and I noticed that around in regards to the circle or whatever. I think around September the 2nd. Let me see here. Yeah, for September the 2nd, JD Vance, his progressed moon is gonna make an aspect to one of his Mars, either his natal or his progressed. And on September the 4th, Pete Hegseth, his progressed moon is gonna aspect his Uranus, either his natal or his progressed, and that means that he's gonna be shocked around these dates. And then Usher Vance on the 5th of September, she's going to have a progression to her Mars, and she's going to be upset about something, or she's going to deal with something that makes her angry. So, and like I said, around uh August 28th, 2025, all the way through I believe September 5th, 2025, and really this entire time, because things can happen 4 days before or 4 days after these dates that I claim. Just like when I said on the 28th or the 29th of August, I said that something could come up with Bill Clinton in regards to the news or whatever. And pretty much, I believe on the 27th, that's when there was a shooting at a church that killed 2 children. So that may or may not have had anything to do with Bill Clinton, or maybe that event could lead to some kind of news event in regards to Bill Clinton. Who knows? Maybe I'm so important that my prediction about Danny Williams Clinton might actually be brought into the light, and that's like the huge shocking event that happens anytime around this time. Because I mean, I think Donald Trump, he has the transiting nodes squaring his natal Uranus, I believe, on the 14th of September, and a lot of other people are having weird transits and progressions around that time too, around September 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 13th, and 14th, and 15th, I think. And then also with the people who are outside of the circle, like James Comey, and who alluded to Taylor Swift's um podcast, not her album. Maybe anyway. But he was saying something about he said something about the years, 14 years ago, and 15 years ago, and then also there was some anyway. That whole situation that is it. Maybe you could consider a threat or maybe not. Either way, it that podcast mentions something about poison, cats being poisonous. Um, let's see here. Basically having something stuck out of your mouth like a cat. I don't know. It sounds like somebody's alluding to somebody getting poisoned. And then the album cover, it's like of the girl inside of a bathtub. You know, Whitney Houston, she died from a drug overdose. Um, yeah, in her bathtub, and her daughter was found inside a bathtub years later. To think, I mean, years later too. I think so. A drug overdose. I mean, I think some an astrologer mentioned that pretty much this is some Illuminati stuff, whatever. I mean, imagine people being so powerful that they talk to your doctor or the people who prescribe your medicines, and they know the exact place where you get your medicines from, and actually switching out a regular pill with a fentanyl laced pill. Because I think James Comey did say that people get depressed around people who make inflammatory online comments and stuff like that. they tend to be depressed themselves, and so they're really hurting themselves like that. And so people, it just adds to more depression. So I'm like, anyway. So like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Watch your prescription medicines. And I mean, if you like, instead of getting the medicine from so the person you usually get it from like Walmart, a generic place or whatever, that where everybody goes and you can see what. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. I'm trying to see what was my point now. I think I was talking about Trump Jr. But that advice goes to anybody inside the Trump circle. Everybody needs to be careful around Labor Day. And Saturn changes signs on September 1st, 2025. And that's Labor Day. That's tomorrow. So something could happen around this date. And I'm not going to say that Donald Trump will die, because I'm seeing a lot of other astrologers saying that oh my God, a king could fall and all this other stuff or whatever. And a king could fall, but it might not be Donald Trump, because I see that he has more progressions in the future. And so let me see here. Let me see if I got those written down. Because, and I need to go over it and make sure that I am right. I got my new tablet, thank God, and a new pen too. A few new tablets. But let's see here. So yeah, I don't think that it will probably piss off Donald Trump, whatever it is that happens, but it's not going to kill him, because we've been here before. I think 3 times. Get my other tablet. Well, not tablet, but the paper. But we've been here before. I've been saying these dates over and over and over again throughout all my other videos. But I said that these same nodes squared Donald Trump's midheaven, and so I'm gonna go over it again. This is exhausting, but I've said it in my long form videos too. But anyway, let me get to the point. Because anyway, let me pause for a second. Get some water. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop right here. Okay, first, I need to get back to Donald Trump Jr. In regards to his progressive Senate conjoining his progressed Saturn. I believe that happened to Usher Vance. Well, no. I believe transiting Saturn made an aspect to, her progressed Saturn. It quincunxed her natal ascendant on February 12th, 2024. And so I believe that may have been around the time that J.D. Vance, he may have decided to put in a notice to maybe, I think, Trump Jr. in regards to him possibly wanting to be Donald Trump's running mate. Who knows? I couldn't know that. So maybe around February 12th, 2024 is when that happened. But it's Saturn, so it's not usually good. And and I say that now because pretty much, I believe on April the 1st, 2025, that's when Donald Trump, he implemented the tariffs on all the countries or whatever. And I believe that J.D. Vance, he had his progressed moon aspect of Saturn, so he may have either been extremely stressed out or at an emotional loss around that time, or because around the same date, I think they also lost a Supreme Court election somewhere. Maybe it was Minnesota. I forgot. But anyway, so it was like a loss for him around when Donald Trump implemented those tariffs on these other countries. But J.D. Vance, he had another progression to Saturn, and that happened on, I believe, July the 21st. That's when Donald Trump ordered the strikes on Iran. And so maybe that was depressing for J.D. Vance too. So this progression in Usher Vance's chart may have shown that J.D. Vance was going to be depressed or something like that in the future. So maybe J.D. Vance, he really did not want those tariffs implemented, nor the strikes implemented inside Iran. Anyway, so back to Donald Trump Jr. Looking at his progressed ascendant conjoining his progressed Saturn. Maybe something can happen to Donald Trump Jr.'s partner, and it's just restricting for Donald Trump Jr. So all I'm saying is that Donald Trump Jr. needs to watch his partners, or his wife, and even his business partners. So, because I believe also that his progressive ascendant is going to conjoin his progressive Saturn in his second house, and I believe that the second house is the house of not assets. Oh wow, the second house does rule the throat. I mean, Taurus rules the throat too, and I believe the second house maybe have something to do with that. And like James Comey possibly alluded to was Taylor Swift's podcast, and that which also was related to someone swallowing something and eating something. So yeah, this progressed ascendant conjoining progressed Saturn in your second house. You need to watch your partners and what they eat. Yeah. But it can also deal with finances too. But watch your partners and watch what they eat. And that includes your children too. So, and watch your partner's prescription medicines as well. Because I mean, who knows if this is some higher up stuff? They can swap out your medicines and put something else inside of it and have you overdose, and then say, "Oh, look, they say that Hunter Biden was a druggie, but look at Donald Trump Jr. He was a secret druggie, or his wife was a secret druggie, or even Donald Trump himself." Because I mean, I'm looking at I'm thinking inside of my head. I'm like, if they can't get Donald Trump, they'll still get the headline if they get Donald Trump Jr. And if they get any part of his inner circle, Donald Trump, gone. Donald Trump's with the explanation with the anyway. So just be careful because, like I said, you can't stop these progressions from happening, but you can try to foresee some things. Because and I'm looking at JD Vance on September 2nd and Usher Vance on September 5th, 2025, and Pete Hegseth on September 4th, 2025. They're shocked and angry about something. And the thing about it is that it's not Saturn, so that means you can get past it. You can fight through it. Yeah. But shocked that Pete Hegseth will see is something shocking. He won't believe his mind. Like he had a similar progression, I believe, around June the 24th, I believe. Let me see. Let me go back. I don't want you to waste time. Okay, no, I'm slightly wrong. So Pete Hegseth on July 23rd, 2025, that's when his progressed moon squared his progressed nodes. And that was around the time that it came out apparently that they were interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell, and it was a fated event for Pete Hegseth. I said a lot of other people was having a lot of things going on too, because I said Caroline Leavitt around July 26th, 2025, she had a reverse nodal return. Bill Clinton on July 27th, his progressed moon was opposed his natal Mars, and yeah, he should have been upset about something that day. On July 28th, 2025, JD Vance he had an aspect to his Venus, and the entire thing I've been talking about for the longest in regards to Hillary Clinton having the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. It happened on July 31st, 2025, and when she had her progressed moon make an aspect to her Mars. But my point in regards to Pete Hegseth and Uranus is that on August 3rd, 2025, for Pete Hegseth, his progressed moon conjoined his progressed Uranus. He should have been shocked on this day. So a similar shock that he felt on August 3rd, 2025, when his progressed moon conjoined his progressed Uranus, he will feel it on September 4th, 2025. And so only he can know what that's about, because he's the Secretary of, I believe, Defense, or what Trump is going to call inside the future the Secretary of War. Anyway, let's see here. All I'm saying is that pretty much Trump Jr. and his partners, they need to be very careful around Labor Day, and for the entire month of September. Let's see here. So I will go back and I will talk about these nodes squaring Donald Trump's midheaven. I've said I've repeated I'm repeating myself, but it's very important, and it's a cycle that's very important. So we get to the point again. So again, on August 14th, 2024, for Donald Trump, the transiting nodes in the sky, they squared Donald Trump's natal Mercury. And around this time, I believe this is when Kamala Harris, she was chosen to be the the head nominee for the Democratic Party for the Democratic presidential race. But she chose Tim Walz as her running mate, and a lot of stuff has come up with Tim Walz now. So anyway, so that was the first incident regarding these transiting nodes. The second incident happened on June 11, 2025, when the transiting node squared Donald Trump's natal sun. The first time it was when the node squared his natal Mercury. But on June 11, 2025, when the transit node squared Donald Trump's natal sun, it seemed like a lot of lawmakers in California, like Gavin Newsom, Maxine Waters, some other lady who claimed to be an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, but she changed the story up later on. Anyway, so moving on. So and then finally, Alex Padilla, he ended up charging Kristi Noem's press conference, and he got too close to the stage, and then he ended up getting dragged out in handcuffs. And it's like this is also around the No King's Day situation. And so on the 14th of June 2025, that's when Donald Trump, he held Flag Day, which is also his birthday, a huge parade. And on the same day, I believe 2 lawmakers from Minnesota were killed by Tim Walz's staff member. So it was just a crazy day. And I told you around that time that Obama, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden, they were all having bad progressions to Saturn. And apparently also, I found out later that Bill Clinton, he's having a major progress aspect to his Uranus, which happens on October 11, 2025, but the effects are being felt now. Something very shocking is going to happen in regards to Bill Clinton. Whether it's the Danny Williams Clinton story situation or not, something shocking comes up with Bill Clinton. And also, it seems like something's going to piss Donald Trump all the way off. That's what it seems. And I want to say also right now that Donald Trump is not going to be happy with the results of the 2026 election. However, in 2027, I believe that people are going to come to their senses and realize that they messed up. So I want to say that also. So for 2026 and 2027, Donald Trump's not going to be too happy about the results of the 2026 election results. But people, they're going to come to their senses. So let's see here. I stopped on June 11th. So on July 14, 2025, for Donald Trump, the transiting nodes in the sky squared his natal moon. And so what happened was, I believe, I know that Sean Ryan, he interviewed Gavin Newsom. And pretty much that may have upset Donald Trump. And also, Elmo, he came out with these anti-Semitic rant saying, give us the Epstein list or whatever. And so, yeah. But the big event that happened was on July 22nd, 2025, when the transiting nodes squared Donald Trump's natal nodes. And that's when I think Tulsi Gabbard and Caroline Leavitt, they came out and they said they found concrete evidence that Hillary Clinton and Obama, they interfered inside of the 2016 election. But also around this week, come to find out, when they released the Ghislaine Maxwell interview, is that a few days later, around the 24th and the 20th through the 20, starting on the 24th of July, they were interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell. And so I couldn't know that, but that was when the transiting nodes in the sky squared Donald Trump's natal nodes, and that's also when Mars in the sky squared Donald Trump's natal nodes. And you know, also I was making videos around that time, and I said that there could be a terrorist attack around that time on the 28th, and there was. Pretty much, there was this guy. He ended up going to New York and killing several people inside of a building, and he killed himself on the 33rd floor. 33. Why choose that number? Anyway, it was like a anyway. So that's July 22nd, 2025. But that shooting incident happened on the 28th of July. So the next incident is going to be on September 14th, 2025, and that's when the transit nose in the sky was squared on Trump's natal Uranus. And so all I know is that that event may just be shocking because it's so close to Bill Clinton's progression of his progressed Uranus conjoining his natal Uranus. I'm repeating myself, but here we are. So continuing on, because I mean, I was trying to get some more information about Donald Trump to see if, because there's all these astrologers saying, "Oh my God, this eclipse, the eclipse." They're saying this eclipse is so bad and it could be the end of a king, and that everything could be reset, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's gonna be all hell's about to break loose, yes, but I don't think it's gonna kill Donald Trump because Donald Trump has too much more stuff going on inside of his chart. I don't think you. I'm not gonna rule it out. I'm not gonna say that it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. It might happen. I'm not gonna sit up and say, "Oh, it's not. It's not gonna." It might happen, but all I'm gonna say is that if he's not dead, he's gonna be pissed. Anyway, so let's see here. So I stopped, I believe, on September 14th, 2025, and that's when the transit nose in the sky was square Donald Trump's natal Uranus. But that's September 14th, and I told you that before this date, J.D. Vance, Usher Vance, and Pete Hegseth, and Donald Trump Jr. They have like something bad happens around Labor Day, like now around today. Today is the August the 31st. Something bad happens now, and it may be something happening to Trump Jr.'s partner. That may be it, but I don't know. Everybody inside of Donald Trump's circle just needs to be careful. All I know is that Trump Jr. is going to be I don't even know, because it's I've never seen in a progressive Senate conjoin progress Saturn. I just saw with Usher Vance her progressed Saturn making an aspect to her natal Saturn, and her progressed ascendant trining her progressed Saturn on November 19, 2021. And she didn't have anything to do with politics back then. I'm tired of researching her. I'm trying to stay with Donald Trump. But maybe something happened with Usher Vance on November 19, 2021. Who knows? Maybe that's 2021 though. So that should not have been any elections around that time. Maybe J.D. Vance maybe have decided to run for office in November 19, 2021. I don't know. So, but that's when Usher Vance, her progressed ascendant, tried her progressed Saturn. So I don't have too much to go off of in regards to Trump Jr. His progressed ascendant conjoining his progressed Saturn. All I know is that it usually is bad. So he just needs to be careful, especially when J.D. Vance and Usher Vance and Pete Hegseth, the Vance family is mad about something or upset about something, ready to fight, and Pete Hegseth is just shocked. So that's that, and that's on September the. But from now, this is August the 31st, Labor Day, always throughout the 5th, and so on, for like 2 more weeks. So I'll say from. Anyway, they just need to be careful the entire month of September. Just kill it there. Anyway, so stopped on September 14, 2025 in regards to Donald Trump and his progressed nose squaring his natal Uranus. So let's see here. On around, because I can't get the exact date for this. So in regards to Donald Trump, around September 22nd, 2025, Donald Trump, his progressed Mars is going to conjoin his natal Chiron. And that means that something an outside upsetting force is going to force Donald Trump to do a job. Something upsetting happens that forces him to do a job. And this is fate that cannot be changed. It's just like Bill Clinton and his progressive Uranus conjoining his natal Uranus. That is fate. It cannot be changed. So something extremely shocking is going to happen in regards to Bill Clinton, and pretty much an outside angering force is going to cause Donald Trump to do a job. So let's see. That's September 22nd, 2025, where his progressed Mars will conjoin his natal Chiron. And it happens in his second house in regards to his finances, I guess. Anyway, maybe it might be my astrological prediction saying that Danny Williams is Bill Clinton's biological son, and they actually get the Monica Lewinsky's dress and find out that he's actually Bill Clinton's biological son. But I'm not that important. Anyway, I'm not the god of astrology. I'm not the god of astrology. Anyway, so October 2nd, 2025. Around October 2nd, 2025, for Donald Trump, his progressed sun will sextile his natal Mercury. So whatever he does, I said before it could be a pardon, but it could just be some kind of executive order. I don't know what this is. But on October 2nd, 2025, his progressed sun, which means kingship and ego, but I don't know. Something maybe presidential he does or is done. Is it a speech? I don't know. He does something presidential. I don't know, on October 2nd, 2025. Around October 2nd, 2025. And yeah, the thing about it is that also on October 2nd, 2025, his progressed moon will make a 112 aspect to his progressed Chiron. So he does something on his day. He may not do it on September 22nd, 2025, but something like there's an outside force that's like anger, fighting, that forces him to do a job. And he probably does it on October 2nd, 2025, because that's when his progressed sun will sextile his natal Mercury, and his progressed moon will make an aspect to his Chiron. It's like he does something presidential Maybe an executive order, maybe, I don't know. Let's see here. So on October 12th, 2025, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will quincunx his natal nodes. And that just means that he's doing something fated. A similar aspect happened, I believe, on June the 8th. That was around the time that he sent the military out to quell the riots in California, I believe. And so, are there riots for some reason in regards to in October? That he's I don't know. He just does this is a very, very, yeah. No, I'm not gonna say yeah, but I'm not saying yes, but anyway, something big goes down throughout the months of September. Wow. Okay. So that's October 12th, 2025, where Trump does something. This is all fated. This is all, yeah. So on November 4th, 2025, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will quincunx his progressed Uranus, and that means he's just shocked about something. Something shocking happens. It cannot be expected. And then I believe on December 18th, 2025, that's when his progressed moon will quincunx his natal sun. And I'm not good with that just means that something it completes. Or I missed something. Oh, but on October 19th, 2025. So going back, because this is all just weird. So I want to start back over in regards to October, because I started October 12th. Like I said, the last time that his progressed moon quincunx his natal nodes was when he sent the military out to quell the riots inside of California But on October 19, 2025, his progressed Mercury will conjoin his natal Mars, and that's around this time. So it's something happens in regards to just anger and possibly riots or something like that. Possibly. All I know is that something angering happens. It starts in Labor Day probably. Yeah. Either Trump's side of the aisle is angry, or the Democrat side are angry, or it's both. And like I said, Donald Trump, he's not gonna be too happy about the results of the midterm elections. So maybe Ghislaine Maxwell is pardoned. I don't know, but I do see that for Bill Clinton, things get bad for him. So I don't know. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna say this again. Trump Jr. and his partners and his children need to be very careful, because it might not be Donald Trump that gets that something happens to. Because see, Taylor Swift, I'm looking at October 2nd. I forgot to add Taylor Swift's on Astrology, but I do know that on October, no, 5 days from now, on September 5th, on the same day that Pete Hegseth, he has his progressed moon maker aspect to Uranus, Taylor Swift, she would have her progressed moon maker aspect to her son, if her birth time is correct. So, and all the while I said that pretty much JD Vance, he has a progressed aspect to his Mars, so something makes him angry. Usher Vance, she has a progressed aspect to her Mars, so that makes her angry. And for Trump Jr., Donald Trump Jr., his progressive ascendant will conjoin his progressed Saturn. And like I said, the last time I saw that was when in Usher Vance's chart, and it kind of found out it seemed like it was something in regards to JD Vance. So Trump Jr.'s partners need to be very careful. And I guess I want to finish with this. Pretty much. I keep saying that Trump is not going to be happy about the results of the midterm elections in 2026. And I said his progressed Jupiter will square his natal Venus, and that will happen on March the 7th, 2027. And that's when these people will see that they done messed up in regards to who they voted for. Also, on June the 22nd, 2027, I believe that pretty much it will be proven that Donald Trump was right, maybe, because his progressed Mercury will conjoin his natal ascendant. Yeah. Hopefully, though, since he will not probably be too happy about the midterm elections or whatever, maybe he can try to push to get the Nobel Peace Prize in regards to whatever's going down with Bill Clinton. Because all I see after I see these progressions now, I didn't see them before because I was just writing them down. I was just trying to jot everything down and have everything organized. But looking at this, it's like, yeah, there is just fighting, or anger for some reason. And like I said, Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus conjoins his natal Uranus, and like also next year. Pretty much for Bill Clinton, you know that he's going to have the same astrology that he had during the Monica Lewinsky scandal, and so they may impeach him next year. And I wrote this down. So that's some of my notes or whatever. I was supposed to have started out light. But anyway, let's see here. So let's see. I already said that for Taylor Swift, her progressed moon will make an aspect to her sun on the 5th of September. That happens in 5 days from now. That happens on the same day that I keep repeating myself, but it's very important. But it happens on the same day that Pete Hegseth has the same progression that he had around the same time that they had they interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell, and that was around July the 24th, 2025. And also around the same time they found out that they got concrete evidence that Obama and Hillary Clinton they interfered in the 2016 election, but nobody cared. They cared about the Epstein list. Okay, let me pause for a second because I might have to. I'm gonna see if I can read this right, so I won't sound too crazy. One second. Okay, so let me try to say this without looking too crazy. So let's see here. For Bill Clinton, because everybody's talking about this solar eclipse. I've already said. Oh, I haven't looked at Donald Trump's chart in regards to solar eclipse, but I just see the progressions. And I'm like, none probably is going to happen to Donald Trump. But for Bill Clinton, the transits for the solar eclipse September 7th and the 21st. And what I notice is that transiting Mercury will conjoin his ascendant at the same time as the solar eclipse. And you know that Bill Clinton is a Libra rising. And for Libra rising, Mercury rules the 12th house. So, and also the eclipse is inside of his 12th house. I think the new moon eclipse or whatever. Anyway, so pretty much with Mercury being on Bill Clinton's ascendant during that eclipse, he might be the king that goes down. And yeah, I'm still recording. Anyway, so I'm just like I said, I'm like so. Anyway, so because it's so much information. But so I was looking at Taylor Swift's pictures, and I mean, if James Comey was making a threat like he did, well, not like he did, like allegedly he seemingly did when he posted the picture of the shell spelling out 8647. And I'm not saying that Taylor Swift's music is is a threat to anyone with that huge orange CD of hers. When after and she chose that color after her and Donald Trump got into a little spat. She even wore some orange lipstick. And I saw what was behind her now fiance's head. It looked like a skull, a golden skull. But maybe it was a football helmet. Anyway, all I know is I saw that it was a book that had orange. It seemed like an orange sun on it. And it was a white ball on the other side of the video, but also right in the smack in the middle is an orange Taylor Swift book. But right below it was a gray Taylor Swift book. It was like an eclipse. And you know that. Well, anyway, she said she likes numerology, and I can only assume that she likes astrology too. Maybe she saw something, but maybe she didn't see nothing in regards to the astrology. Because, like I said, Donald Trump might survive, like he's been surviving, and who goes down is probably going to be Bill Clinton. Anyway, let me finish what I wrote down here. So, but I'm just saying, if there was a threat, if there was an alleged threat. Anyway, I saw that she had something was stuck inside her mouth, like some cat hair or some. I mean, she alluded to cats being poisonous and cat hair and eating it and whatever. Anyway, eating the cat hair in regards to cat hair getting inside of her baking her sourdough or whatever. Anyway, let's see here. So I said maybe someone may think that the eclipse will hurt Donald Trump, but instead it could be Bill Clinton who gets hurt in the end. But looking at the astrology in the future, it's just going to be craziness. Anyway, so because like I said, Donald Trump, he's not going to be happy about the results of the 2026 election. But the 2028 election, now that should be interesting. So And I said that um in regards to the eclipse or whatever that's going on, it's all happening during the same time that these nodes are squaring Donald Trump's midheaven. And you've seen, like I pointed out, these other transits or whatever that happens on Donald Trump's chart, and Donald Trump survived it, and thrived throughout it. And notice that Donald Trump has Jupiter transiting his, I believe, his 10th house. Not only that, in regards to Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton has, I believe, transiting Jupiter transiting his 10th house as well. The issue is that Bill Clinton has an 8th house moon, and so Bill Clinton has been the star boy for the longest. Nothing seemingly really stuck to him in regards to something bad or being so devastating that it ended his status. So maybe he's destined before he dies to have a major event that's so messed up that it destroys his entire career. Because like I said, I have an 8th house moon, and it's like, I guess when me being younger, my career got destroyed when I'm young now, and maybe I might in the future blow up to something bigger, and have like a lot of stuff or whatever. But make that happen. So Jupiter is transiting Bill Clinton's 10th house. So something could happen that just destroys everything that he's done. And the only thing I can think of, again, is the Danny Williams Clinton story. But there could be something else that's even bigger. Because I mean, I thought that Monica Lewinsky was the first Monica Lewinsky, but no, it turned out to be Jennifer Flowers. But maybe a black woman was the first quote unquote Monica Lewinsky. And so I keep on pulling that quarter in that so I'm gonna do it again. So they say that Bill Clinton is the size of a quarter, the circumference of a quarter, in about 5 inches. And here's the girth of JFK on the $50. And let's see here. So, but come to find out, I was helping out a relative, and they ended up giving me this, thinking it was a quarter. And I put it inside a little jar over there. And I was like, man, I doubt I ever get 13 million from Donald Trump, nor a 13-ounce gold medal, nor 13 years of free Starlink service from Elon Musk, and a Cybertruck from Elon Musk. Oh yeah, let me throw this inside here too, and a Jeep 392. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention 13 million from Donald Trump? Well, from Donald Trump, however he gets it. Anyway, but I was saying I would never be able to get that. He'll never give me that. And so I sat put and looked at these, because she gave me like $1 in quarters, or she thought it was $1 in quarters. And so I was like, whatever. I looked at what I thought was a quarter, and it turned out to be a Susan B. Anthony coin. I'm like, and kind of find out, this thing, while I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm not never getting $13 million. You're right. This thing has 13 stars around it, if you can count it. 13 stars. On the front and the back. You flip over again. On the front. Yeah. And the back. Talk about an omen. Maybe I am right. Anyway. So like I said, they're not going to take out Donald Trump. They're not going to take him out. Because if looking at my chart and knowing that a cycle that I'm in right now, Bill Clinton though. Anyway, so yeah, everything they tried to do to Donald Trump, it seemingly got reversed, and it ended badly for the Democrats. And so that's one thing. That was looking at Hillary Clinton's chart. So now looking at Bill Clinton's chart, it's going to end shockingly bad for the Democrats. And like I said, he has the same astrology that happened during the Monica Lewinsky scandal happening again next year. But again, I'm repeating myself, but Donald Trump is not gonna like the result of the 2026 election. So moving on, I did say around July 24th, 2025 that the Republicans were going to be shocked, and the Democrats were going to be shocked and upset about something. And it come to find out that was around the time that they was doing the Ghislaine Maxwell interviews. And I think Dan Bongino, he posted a cryptic tweet saying that even though things are going on, even though you can't see them, we are doing things. And so I guess that's how he told us. And he said he cannot predict how things will land or how it will end, but he will give us not his truth, not our truth, but the truth, which is what we deserve. So my previous predictions did come true. And in regards to the Ghislaine Maxwell interviews or whatever, I said that maybe she was maybe she was a smuggler of secrets, and I said that Epstein, he probably was intelligence. He probably was. I don't like I said, I gave my guess on that because you don't know until you know. So it is what it is. Oh yeah, again, and shout out to DC Douglas, the most attractive voice actor in regards to the Resident Evil universe. And also in regards to Brandy and Monica and the song The Boy's Mine, shout out to them, because it came out in 1998 when apparently the boy with a circumference of a quarter, oop, dropping it, is that small. I found it. But so the boy with a circumference of a quarter wasn't just his or her. Ooh, his wasn't just hers or hers. He was everybody's. So that boy wasn't mine's. It was everybody's. Satisfying or dissatisfying everybody. But anyway, what was my point with the point in regards to that? My point was that it's been 27 years since the Resident Evil 3 came out, and the song The Boy's Mind has come out, and 27 years since the Monica Lewinsky scandal came out. So, and apparently we thought that was all of Bill Clinton's secrets. But Black Lives Matter and Danny Williams, for now, / Clinton, may have been left out in the cold, even though Black Lives Matter. That would be Jesus. Anyway, so I said maybe something could happen on Labor Day. Let's see here. Also, in regards to the just regular astrology, not progressions. What triggered the a lot of the things that happened in regards to Bill Clinton's chart and Diddy's chart and Diddy and Hillary Clinton's chart was really transiting Saturn going into Aries all the way back in 1998. And so it temporarily went into Aries, I believe, on May the 26th, 2025. And it just went retrograded right back out of it, or is retrograding right back out of it now. So a lot of stuff that's come up with Diddy and the Clintons and Epsteins, it might might be rehashed in regards to like just the similar events. So maybe something else could come up with Diddy. And also, like I said before, something else will come up with Bill Clinton. And maybe Hillary Clinton too. Things are like I said, with Saturn retrograding back out of Aries into Pisces, is setting the tone for things to go temporarily back to normal in regards to Democrats, but it's going to go back into Aries. It's going to go full force. And that's later on. Let's see here. What else? And the eclipses. I'm not going to look at the eclipses. And I already showed the Susan B. Anthony coin. Oh, and I had a zinger right here. I said imagine, and I want to show this Susan B. Anthony coin again. I can't believe this thing has actually 13 stars. 13 stars. You can count them. But I said that imagine me trying to warn, like I sent the warning to Hillary Clinton, I believe on around May the 15th, 2025. It was probably in March, I forgot the exact date. But imagine me trying to send Hillary Clinton a a warning, and then on the same day, and me not even seeing James Comey's post about the 8647, because I sent the tweet to Hillary Clinton because she posted something about a $400 billion donation to Donald Trump in regards to the plane. I said, no, don't say anything about Donald Trump right now. If I were you, I'd be hiding under a rock, because the astrologer is going inside your chart. I will relocate to a place where I cannot be extradited from, looking at the astrology. But so I tried to warn her. So imagine me sending that post to her. Then James Comey. I mean, I'm just talking about just fate, and just maybe you can say God, the universe, whatever. 13 stars. 13 million. Imagine her sending my my account, or maybe her team, or her secret service agents sending my account to the FBI and saying, "Oh, he threatened my life. He needs some weird dates." Bitch, not knowing that I'm a real astrologer. I'm the troll of AstroSeek, but I'm a damn good astrologer. Probably the best one there is. And so that she sent my information to the FBI saying that, oh, this guy threatened my life with these weird dates, saying that, oh, I'm going to be in trouble. And the FBI gets the shit. And I start saying shit and the shit start lining up. They're like, whoa, actually, he's kind of right. because Cash Patel, he did post, he tweeted, he said he tweeted something and he ended it with the "and then," and he put 3 flags on it. I'm like, oh, they watching me. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna say no. Don't lock me up. Don't lock me up. Don't lock me up. Look, you like I'm a real astrologer. I'm a real astrologer. So they get my stuff and they see that my stuff's coming true, and then because Hillary Clinton and her team sent my information to the FBI gets the tip to Sept and look into Danny Williams Clinton, because the case that they're looking into is of a sexual nature, and they can actually verify if Bill Clinton is Danny Williams Clinton's biological father / son, however you want to piece that together. But anyway, it turns out to be true. And I tried to warn you, and you tried to mess me up, and you mess yourself up. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny? And then all along, I end up getting 13. Oh, it's upside down. Well, 130 million. You want 13 million. 13 million. A 13-ounce solid gold medal. What else? 13 years of A Starling and 13 years of service. A fully loaded Tesla truck, a Jeep 392, a white one, with gold accents, a Toyota Prius Prime, an Apple sponsorship with all of their highest end flagship devices. I'm talking about the Mac Studio to the everything Macs. Oh my God. A MacBook Pro Max with the maximum amount of storage, 16-inch. An iPad with the maximum amount of storage. An iPhone with the maximum amount of storage. And 13 years of upgrades for my iPhone. Let's see here. What else? A Danganronpa sponsorship. A Case Closed / Detective Conan sponsorship. Let's see here. What else? A Geisley sponsorship, like two rifles, a 308 and a 5.56. A Glock sponsorship, a 43X Koa with the aim point, red dot. A sponsorship from Federal, A lot of as much ammo as you can give me. A sponsorship from Mountain House. Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Oh yeah, and Trump, some help with my taxes because this is a lot. This is a lot. Help a black brother out. I'm not that smart in regards to taxes, so yeah. 13 mil. Go figure. Let this stuff come out to be true. What else? Let me pause for a second. Yeah, a Mountain House sponsorship. If I haven't forgot that yet. A Samsung sponsorship and 13 years of upgrades for Samsung phones. Oh yeah, in regards to Apple, yeah, 4 of those XDR screens and the stands to hold them. Yeah, I've been doing research, and I need extra accessories too. Yeah, right. This is not gonna be true. Oh yeah, and a Casio sponsorship. I want that Casio the MRG that can connect to a satellite. Yeah. Anyway, what was my? Oh yeah, I was saying about. So I mean, I did say that pretty much I sent a a True Social post to Donald Trump, and I said that Cardi B, she did ask Joe Biden for a lot of stuff, and Joe Biden apparently didn't give her anything that she asked for. So I'm just saying, Donald Trump, yeah, want to help a brother out, especially with the taxes if you do this. Like, seriously. Anyway, is that gonna be it for me? I'm trying to see if I, yeah, I'm the infamous troll astrologer, Ice333. Oh yeah, and I did want to say that I'm not perfect. I've done and said a lot of crazy shit. I was angry. Okay, I lost my career because of the Me Too movement. Don't sue me. Anyway, I think that is it for me. I'll probably post another video in roughly another week because, like I said, all the information that that it, I've already posted it. I'm just repeating myself. Just like inside this video, I repeated myself for a whole hour. But yeah, everyone in Trump's circle needs to be careful around Labor Day, especially Trump Jr. and his wife and his partners, business partners as well. Hopefully it's not like a mass poisoning at a party or something like that. But just be careful, Trump Jr.'s entire circle. And I think I'm going to just leave it there. Bye for now.